program. They said they were doing it. It was the plastic I gave it to for another burial that she now gave that. I was still telling her, I said, your brother, sir, was the one transferring money to us. Out of the 150 they gave me, they asked me to return 100,000 back. She said, why didn't I call you? I would have called you because I was supposed to.
British Prohibition Act 2018 is being implemented fully by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities. And then the law permits organizations of persons with disability, organizations for persons with disabilities, and other critical stakeholders to evaluate from time to time the level of implementation of the act, because the spirit and intent of the act is such that it's meant, to affect the lives of persons with disabilities. So it is not a law that is meant to be dormant. So I believe that is why this organization, the SFHF, has decided to call this meeting with support from their partners to call this meeting to once again evaluate the level of implementation of the act.
Okay, looking at the policies that's been enacted, do you think there are practicable and realistic results after the policies have been enacted in 2018? Are there practicable evidences to the implementations of all these policies?
Yeah, there are practicable, very practicable outcome of benefits from the enactment of the act. One for once, sensitization and disability awareness has been escalated, is on the increase in this country. Now, parts of the act is being implemented at various stages, at various levels. Persons with disabilities now can demand employment as a right, because public organizations are required, they are mandated to allot 5%, employment quota for persons with disabilities. So qualified persons with disabilities have now the right to demand, to seek legal redress for the enforcement of that provision of the act. Now they equally have the right to demand that agencies of government should comply. So while commission, the NCBWD is working at ensuring that organizations comply with the law, because non-compliance has been to a reasonable extent criminalized. So anybody that has failed to comply with the provisions of the law can as well be dragged to court, and the court will pronounce judgment on the matter and against the person if the person is found wanted. So we have reasonable and we have measurable improvements so far since the inception, since the promulgation of the law, of the act. So when you would ask yourself, why Candelos? Why was this hotel, why was this hotel chosen by this organization for this meeting? Then you will realize that this hotel to a reasonable extent have what the law has provided from section 3 to section 14 thereabout of the act on accessibility, on the entrance, the lift going upstairs, the restrooms, even the attitude of the workers in this place. So reasonably, these are outputs, these are benefits, these are things that have come out of the law that have been promulgated.
Okay, finally, are there challenges you think the people living with disabilities are really facing that have not been addressed, whether by the government or the society? at large?
I don't think there are issues that have not been addressed, but then the question is the attitude and response of human beings. You know, if you have a society, what makes society a society, is human beings. So when you have human beings that are in a society and the way they respond, their attitude, the way they respond and the way they behave is what makes the society what it is. African societies have the way they behave. Then you see developed societies have the way they behave. So what we are saying is what the behavior is in the developed countries should be the same here. So you keep pushing narratives, keep advising positive narratives on disability, but people have their attitude, the way they want to relate with persons with disabilities. And that is what makes the difference. The way you see a person with disability would naturally determine the way you treat that person with disability. So issues of compliance with the law, it has a connection with the attitude of the person of the society, because it's persons, human beings in society that will comply, that will obey, that will take action that will affect the lives of persons with disability. So that is why we keep pushing, positive and inclusive development, knowledge, we keep passing it so that society will not create barriers. While the law says eliminate barriers, society will not create barriers in whatever form, then to see issues around discrimination, section 1, to push for anti-discrimination. People can discriminate the way they talk. And then even in the process of trying to say that you are disability friendly, you can even discriminate. So these are areas that we believe that people know, but they need to know more and more about it.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.